Can puberty or teenage hormones cause anxiety and depression? In this video, you'll hear from certified psychotherapist Marc Azoulay as he reveals the role that teenage hormones do and do not play in the anxiety and depression of young people. Hey, it's Clint with Sandstone Care, where we help teens, young adults, and their families overcome challenges that come with substance use, addiction, and mental health conditions. All right, let's get right to it.
I know that puberty and hormones just kind of scramble the whole system, right? And I think a lot of that is that it turns sexuality online. I mean, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but all of a sudden you start having feelings, for other people. You start going through changes, right? You start having like intense emotions. Things can get messed up as far as eating and sleeping schedules. And I think all of that, if not talked about or not managed correctly, can be causes of depression and anxiety. Absolutely. I guess, you said you pull these questions from the internet of what people are asking. And I guess what I want to say to listeners is I wouldn't write off mental illness or depression and anxiety as like, oh, it's just hormones. Oh, it's just puberty. Oh, they're going to get over it. That's, I guess, what I hear when I hear that question being asked, because there's often something underneath that. I don't think it's just like a phase. You know what I'm saying? Something that needs to be attended to in the moment. I think it just would amplify what's already there, and I think it's also, you look at puberty when it tends to happen in individuals. It's also connected to when they're entering larger social groups, right? They're leaving the family system and entering into something like a high school where now there's a lot more people they have to deal with, right? Things like competition are coming online in a way that isn't really true when you're younger. So you're competing over getting into a good college. You're competing in a sports team. You're competing, in the chess club, whatever it is, right? Stuff gets way more intense. And I think what's important for adults to hear, right, is that especially adults that are burnt out or that have their own depression and anxiety, right? Like a lot of adults, we have real problems. We have real problems, the adult problems, like around things like death, right? Or chronic disease or losing a job or moving to a place where we don't know anybody. So if we're in a place where those problems are, overwhelming us and we see our teen talking about like, oh, I made a TikTok and not enough people liked it, we're going to be like, what's wrong with you? You don't understand what it's like to be an adult. And I see adults kind of lash out in that way. So the idea is to really, again, listen, meet them where they're at, do your own work, to understand that your teen's problems, your teen's sources of anxiety and depression are probably going to seem like kind of dumb to you, but they're not. They're like very important and the most important thing that your teen has probably gone through up until this point. Even though as adults we may, quote, know better or something or have more perspective, it doesn't invalidate the feeling that your teen is going through. And I think the hormones are going to ramp up a lot of that, especially around partnership, right? Especially around dating is really the big thing that I think comes up. And body size, right? Like being strong, being fit, being active.
If you want to learn more about treatment options for you, your teen, or young adult, then tell us about your situation on a confidential call using the number in the description box below, or live chat with us at sandstonecare.com. We'll connect you with the treatment that you need, and if we're not the right fit, we'll get you where you need to go. Be well, and remember that change is possible.